Hey y'all, it's Sherry G. Welcome back to the channel. So look y'all, Owen dropped a clip of what we're going to be seeing on this Saturday's episode. And the clip was of Trish, Marquez, and Ken. It's a very brief clip and I'll show it in just a bit. But how are y'all feeling about these people? How are y'all feeling about them, what they're showing us on screen, on camera? For me, I feel like the storyline is a travesty. I feel like it's a complete circus. I feel like it's a horrible depiction of the African American family. It gives us nothing to aspire to. It's a train wreck. I don't know why they're on TV. I don't know why we're seeing this mess. And when I think about this trio and what they're showing us, I actually had to go back and think about my own situation when my daughter was younger. And how we handled the situation, my husband and I, with her father. And y'all, I was only in my 20s, and I have to tell you that I had more wherewithal or more wisdom, I'm going to put it like that, than these three, because I always put my daughter first, or tried to at least, and considered her feelings no matter how I was feeling. I never wanted her to feel like I was coming in between a relationship between her and her father. So she never heard me saying anything bad about him. I never, even if I felt some type of way, she didn't know it. My husband never disrespected him or said anything about him. And mind you, we were very young. We were only in our 20s. And here's this couple. I believe they're in their 40s, like they're all in their 40s, right? This trio. And the way this is being played out is just horrible to me. And I guess it's because I liken it to my own experience. It's a travesty. And I don't know what they're doing in front of us on camera. I just feel like it's a filler. Like production was scrambling for what to do to add something else to the mix, but they're bad for TV. The storyline, like I said, it's just messed up. It's messed up. So they dropped a clip to get us ready for this upcoming episode, and it's a small clip, but I'm going to share the clip, and I'm going to get back with you and share my feedback, because although it was small, there's just a lot in it to me. Now, I know the clip is just small, and it's not everything that we're going to see on Saturday. We'll see more that plays out on Saturday, but it was enough that we can pull something from it, or at least I did. And I want to say that as parents, we need to learn to think a big picture, not to be so reactionary, not to be so in the moment, not to be so wrapped up in our emotions. Like, we need to learn how to do that as people in general, right? Overall, like, to be able to sit back, sit with the situation, and think it full out. In this particular case, how will my actions affect my family in the long run? How will it affect me in the long run? What could be the consequences or the potential consequences of my right now actions? And this family, they're not doing that at all, at least not in my opinion. So anyway, let me drop the clip, and I'm going to come back with my commentary. Hang tight.
I know you guys have a lot of things going, but we're glad that y'all came out here to celebrate our kids. We want to celebrate the parents, me, Trisha, all y'all guys who take care of y'all kids. I got some good influences around me, you know. These guys, you know, they teach me. I'm a younger father, so I still have a lot of learning to go. And these guys right here, they help me.
I am the father.
So there you have it. And so, you know what? I know this is just a very small snippet of what we're going to be seeing on Saturday. And maybe it'll come together more on Saturday, but just this little piece right here, it was pretty pathetic to me. And when I was listening to Ken and observing him in the clip, y'all, he reminded me so much of Martell. Martell's always boasting about being such a great dude, an outstanding person, a good father, a good father. He has expressed that numerous times. And a lot of us have voiced that if you're a good father, just be that. It'll show up. It'll show up in your actions. But he is so hell bent on verbalizing it. And I get the same thing from Ken. Like every time you turn around, he talks about being this good father, this great father. And so a part of me really wonders if he is somehow reflecting his own childhood trauma. Again, I'm only going based on what I've seen here on social media with them bantering back and forth and what they've shown us on the show. So it seems like, Ken is outwardly expressing the opposite of what, in my opinion, is going on internally, spiritually. He appears to be broken, in my opinion, and insecure. And it's like all of that is masked behind his words and his strong looking physique. And I feel like that's a part of him wanting to stay in the gym. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just feeling like there's just some underlying issues going on. And watching this whole thing, Trisha, she just appears to be aloof. If you've seen the clip, you can find the clip over on, I think it was on IG, and it was on Own Keeping It Real. I believe that's where I found it. And so anyway, Trisha, she appears to be aloof during this whole thing. And when he starts talking and he's saying he's an outstanding father and he's giving a shout out to all the fathers, she's kind of like laughing at the situation and holding her head down. So to me, it's like she's laughing at the situation while silently participating in the annihilation of her husband, because they're not divorced yet, by her boyfriend. And I wonder, what's her real story? What's her real story? What's behind Miss Trish? Because she's a hard one to figure out. One of the things about Trish is just the way that she can't really hold eye contact. She doesn't give us a lot of eye contact in the camera. She has a shield up, and I just wonder what her real story is. And as far as Marquez, if I was him, like you'll see if you watch it on Saturday, or like I said, there's a clip on IG. If you go over there and watch it, you'll see that he kind of scoots up. He was kind of like standing back in the crowd when Ken started talking, and he was talking about, the fathers, congratulating them. And he goes, I'm the father. In my opinion, he seemed kind of like aloof a little bit, and his situation was kind of awkward. But I feel that it would have been better if he just waited. That's my opinion. Just wait, let Kim make his speech, then grab everyone's attention by making his own speech. And during his speech, be the bigger man, congratulating all of the men and even thanking Ken for being there when Marquez wasn't. I think that would have probably, and I don't know, maybe that is going to happen on Saturday, but to me, that would have made Ken look even worse. I mean, it looks pretty bad. So, y'all, I want to share these two quotes. These are other people's thoughts, views, and opinions when it comes to being like a step parent. I just want to share them because, hey, they kind of spoke to me when I was doing a little bit of research on step parents and the whole dynamic of, co-parenting and all of that. Because this situation, like I said, I feel like it's so tragic. And hey, if the children weren't involved, I could care less. But because the children are involved, and in this particular situation, the children are right there. They're taking all of this in. They're observing it. And it's pretty sad. So anyway, yeah, I just started doing some little research on step parenting and things like that, thinking about my own prior situation, et cetera, et cetera. But this quote right here, it says that a good stepdad will observe boundaries. He'll know when to step in and support and comfort your children, and when to take a step back and let the biological father in. And I know that Ken has said, you know what, we're fine, things are good. And then he went right back after he said that and made this post saying, I just can't stand emotional men, or I can't deal with emotional men, something like that. So taking a dig at Marquez when they did their last scene together, where he was actually handing Trish the fake, what we think anyway, the speculation is fake divorce papers. So anyway, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking that there is a time to step back, but it's like Ken wants to be all the way in. He wants to be acknowledged for being these children's father without paying any homage to Marquez at all. Now, we know that there's a past. We know that Marquez has stepped back for a while. He wasn't present for whatever reason. I'm not even sure what that is, but him and Trish went through whatever, and he picked up and he left, and it seems like he just was an absentee father for a while. However, he is trying to change that, but it's like Ken is blocking him. He doesn't want him in, and I feel like he has some type of insecurity. Ken has some type of insecurity. Like I said, it's just masked behind all of these words and his big, strong physique. But when I think about the children see what you're doing. They're hearing what you're saying. And they also are not stupid. They know that you're not acknowledging their father. And the same thing with Trish. The children see that you're sitting back, you're laughing, and you're not stepping up and saying anything. I feel like Ken has some type of stronghold on Trish. There's something there. And yes, Marquez is a very emotional type guy and things like that. But this wasn't cool to me. And a lot of the cast were sitting there. Melody was there. I saw the Scotts there. I saw the Fletchers there. Or at least I saw Maurice. Maurice was shown in this clip. The Fletchers was shown in this clip. And Nell's son was also shown in this clip. So they're all sitting there, and I just kind of felt bad for Marquez. I felt bad for the kids too. Anyway, y'all, let me go ahead and show y'all this next quote. This quote says, step parents are not around to replace a biological parent, rather to augment a child's life experience. So the stepfather isn't there to replace the father. Sure, like I said, we know Marquez was absent, but Ken has only been around for a couple of years. He barely knows Trisha, if you ask me. Trish, because it takes a while to really know someone. So he really doesn't know her. In my opinion, it's only been a couple of years. So he really doesn't know the children either. And now he's trying to replace the biological father rather than, like this quote says, augment, being there to just augment their experience. In other words, to enhance their experience, make it even better. Be that example of, hey, my mom is with this guy now, but this guy respects my dad, and we're just like one big happy family. Just put all of their feelings to the side and be there for the children, making sure that their experience is a great experience, that they experience good, healthy co-parenting situation where these two men are coming together for the sake of the children, supporting one another as best they can, not downplaying one another in front of the children. That is just so disrespectful. And the children are going to remember that, especially the son. You talked down about my dad in front of us. And I feel like it's going to turn against Trish, and it's going to turn against Ken. Anyway, y'all, that's my thoughts. Like I said, this is just a very small clip. We'll see how this all works out on Saturday. If you haven't done so, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Until then, ciao.